well-defined games with fixed rules, such as chess and Go, with similar successes for face and voice recognition in relatively unchanging conditions. When the environment is stable, AI can surpass humans. If the future is like the past, large amounts of data are useful. However, if surprises happen, big data, which is always data from the past, may mislead us about the future. Big data algorithms missed the financial crisis of 2008 and predicted Hillary Clinton's victory by a large margin in 2016. In fact, many problems we face are not well-defined games, but situations in which uncertainty abounds, be it finding true love, predicting who will commit a crime, or reacting in unforeseen emergency situations. Here, more computing power and bigger data are of limited help. Humans are the key source of uncertainty. Imagine how much more difficult chess would be if the king could violate the rules at a whim and the queen could stomp off the board in protest after setting the rooks on fire. With people involved, trust in complex algorithms can lead to illusions of certainty that become a recipe for disaster. To appreciate that complex algorithms are likely to succeed when situations are stable, but will struggle with uncertainty, exemplifies the general theme of this book. Staying smart means understanding the potentials and risks of digital technologies and the determination to stay in charge in a world populated by algorithms. I wrote this book to help you understand the potential of digital technologies, such as AI, but even more important, the limitations and risks of these technologies. As these technologies become more widespread and dominant, I want to provide you with strategies and methods to stay in charge of your life, rather than let yourself get steamrolled. Should we simply lean back and relax while software makes our personal decisions? Definitely not. Staying smart does not mean obliviously trusting technology, nor does it mean anxiously mistrusting it. Instead, it is about understanding what AI can do and what remains the fancy of marketing hype and techno-religious faiths. It is also about one's personal strength to control a device rather than being remote-controlled by it. Staying smart is not the same as having digital skills for using technology. Educational programs worldwide seek to increase digital skills by buying tablets and smart whiteboards for classrooms and teaching children how to use them. But these programs rarely teach children how to understand the risks delivered by digital technology. As a consequence, most digital natives shockingly cannot tell hidden ads from real news and are taken in by the appearance of a website. For instance, a study of 3,446 digital natives showed that 96% of them do not know how to check the trustworthiness of sites and posts. A smart world is not just the addition of smart TVs, online dating, and gimmicks to our lives. It is a world transformed by digital technology. When the door to the smart world was first opened, many pictured a paradise where everyone had access to the tree of truthful information, which would finally put an end to ignorance, lies, and corruption. Facts about climate change, terrorism, tax evasion, exploitation of the poor, and violations of human dignity would be laid open. Immoral politicians and greedy executives would be exposed and forced to resign. Government spying on the public and violations of privacy would be prevented. To some degree, this dream has become reality, although the paradise has also been polluted. What is really happening, however, is a transformation of society. The world does not simply get better or worse. How we think about good and bad is changing. For instance, not long ago, people were extremely concerned about privacy and took to the streets to protest against governments and corporations that tried to surveil them and get hold of their personal data. A wide spectrum of activists, young liberals, and mainstream organizations held massive protests against the 1987 German census.